Hey guys, today we are in Kennebunkport in Cape Porpoise, which is a small fishing village that's part of Kennebunkport. I know I'm a little dark, but what's important is what's behind me. Take a look at that view. This listing is offered by Helen Curry of Kennebunk Beach Realty. And in this video, we're going to talk about this home, go up in a drone, give you some aerial footage, talk about why this area is awesome, its proximity to amenities, and we're going to get after it right now.
This property is 3,500 square feet, was built in 1992. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 2 half baths, and you'll find plenty of pictures in the listing, and there's a link to it in the description down below.
This house has a deck along the entire waterfront of the property, and some of these doors lead to bedrooms so that if your guests or your family wants to get up in the morning, open the shades and have just a breathtaking view of the ocean, this property has it. So let's go down the ocean and take a look at the beach area, since that's an important part of this property. I really like the rustic landscaping on this place. Okay, so I'm cruising along the shoreline here, and guys, it's sandy. I'm going to be able to walk right out there, and make my way into the water and go for a swim. Now, it's not real fine sand like you'd find on some of the beaches. Some of the areas you do have some fine sand, but we're talking about a private beach here, guys. There's no public access to this area. And so most days you're going to have the whole thing to yourself. Absolutely awesome. When my daughter Margaret was a little girl, I would take her and her sister Lauren down to the beach. And almost always we'd end up gravitating to the rocks and looking for little sea creatures, sea worms, looking at the snails, the hermit crabs, catching green crabs. A lot of fun. And this house really has the best of 3 worlds. I used to say that my house, when I would advertise it, when I would rent it out as a rental property in the summer, was the best of 2 worlds. This one's the best of 3, possibly even 4. And the reason why I say that is because you've got the beach over there where you can go swimming and enjoy the water, and it's gradual. So if you got little kids, you want to kind of splash around. You've got the rocks, which is great. And the rocks were a little bit of a walk from my house. So you can come down here and kind of play in these little pools and look for little creatures. A lot of fun for friends and family that come visit you. Then also you have that amazing view of the marsh, which I had at my property, but here it's, I think, even better. And in the marsh at night, certain times of the year, you'll see deer out there. Just amazing. And then of course this property, judging by the surfboards I see on the shore, I'd say there's probably a pretty good break out there, and I could tell by looking at the waves over here on my right, there's a good break, so if you want to go surfing. So this property offers it all if you are a beach goer. One of the things that might be a small thing to you guys, but something that I really like, is underneath the house is storage as far as I'm concerned. So the surfboards, the kayaks, the paddle boards, the furniture from the patio, all of that stuff in the wintertime, I store it underneath the house, and you can never have enough storage. So I really like that about this property. The whole area in the back is fenced off, so if you've got a small animal and you want to let them roam around the backyard, you can do that with this property as well. Guys, if you like this video and you're finding it informative, please hit the like button. I really appreciate that. Thanks. One of the things that I like to do, if you've watched any of my other videos, is I like to go for a walk in the neighborhood. From the drone footage and just driving around here earlier, I got a good idea of what it looks like. There's no sidewalks or anything like that, but the cars go really slow. I had several neighbors pass me, one of them driving a Rolls Royce. That's the kind of neighborhood we're checking out here. Really nice, exclusive property. Lots of wildflowers and vegetation. Very well maintained homes. Absolutely gorgeous. And everybody who has a home along here has not only a view of the ocean, but they've also got this incredible view of the marsh. And you know, that's where all the wildlife is. It's going to be out in that marsh. And so this house has got a front porch that allows you to look at the animals that are on the marsh, or just sit there and have a glass of wine or just a nice cold drink of water on a day like today, and just watch the animals, the ducks. Depending on the time of the year, you'll have different animals. And really, really beautiful, guys.
All right, guys, let's just take a minute to talk about how far Kennebunkport is to amenities and where it's located. It's right here on the coast. Coming up, there's New Hampshire. So first town is Kittery, York, Ogunquit, Wells, Kennebunk, and Kennebunkport. And we're looking at a property here in Cape Porpoise, more specifically right there. And how far is it to some of the restaurants in the area? Well, really close. I mean, 0.8 of a mile. You can get to the Lost Fire, 1.3 miles. You can get to Noonan's Lobster Hut. Same distance, maybe 1.4 miles to a convenience store. And then, you know, maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes to get to these other restaurants that are down here. So very close to great restaurants. Let's say you want to get to downtown Kennebunkport, a little village. It's going to take you 6 minutes to Dock Square, even more restaurants. If you want to get to the high school, 16 minutes. If you want to get to Hannaford's to go grocery shopping in Kennebunk on Route 1, 18 minutes. If you want to go to Lowe's, there's one in Sanford, there's one in Biddeford. It's going to take you 30 to 40 minutes. If you want to get to the Portland Jetport, 39 minutes. My preference, fly out of Boston. It's going to take you an hour and 40 minutes to get there, depending on traffic. So that gives you a good idea, guys, of how far it is to amenities that you may need to access.
The owner of this property was so smart. Underneath the house, you've got parking, as long as your vehicle isn't too high in the air. And I think what I love even more is the landscaping. He's kept it really rough. You know, a lot of people want these manicured lawns, you know, with lots of flowers, being deadheaded all the time. And you know, that's a lot of work. And this house is set up to come and enjoy. You know, people aren't coming to a place like this to hang out on the lawn. And I just love how rough it is. That means less maintenance. Your friends and your visitors are hanging out up there, and they're looking out over this incredible view of the ocean and the rocks. Absolutely awesome. But it is nice to have this fenced in area in case you've got a dog or something like that. They can bomb around this area. Over on my right, you can see all these wild sea roses. So you've got a lot of that natural flowers and landscaping. Absolutely awesome, low maintenance home. Just come and enjoy it when you want to. You don't have to worry about tons of upkeep on the grounds. Focus on the house, the deck, and just frankly enjoying yourself. Thank you, Helen and Kennebunk Beach Realty, for letting me come down here and film this incredible property. Absolutely loved coming here and putting this film together for you guys. If you're a realtor and you have a buyer, please contact Helen directly. Her contact information is in the description down below, as well as a link to the listing. If you're a buyer and you're not already working with an agent, please consider reaching out to myself or to my daughter Margaret. We'd love to work with you as well. And until next time, guys, We hope to show you around the beach.